Episode 12, Learning Programming. So I think today we're going to see if we can figure out the skidding stop problems. And I've got at least one idea to try. But mostly my idea is to slowly look through the code and make sure I'm understanding everything. And then seeing if any ideas kind of form from there. So yeah, if I can't figure it out by the end of this, I think the move is going to be to just comment out all the input logic and then start from scratch. Because one, it's not too difficult, and that might be good practice to kind of, well, we'll see if we can fix it though. Let's see. So I guess okay, so this is all one code block up to here. The continuous input is a separate code block. Yeah. So these two are our is down logic, which I think my reasoning for splitting this up is the is down can't be part of this above, because the is down needs to check for that. Well, hold on, let me think. So the difference between the was pressed and the is down is that was pressed gets activated if it was pressed on the previous frame. Because remember, we wipe our input table every frame. So was pressed will only be true if the previous frame had it pressed, while was pressed can still execute as long as, or is down will still execute if it is currently down. So our DX I'm kind of thinking that, oh yeah, see, look, we have another is down that is outside, or that is in this code block. I'm kind of thinking all the is down logic needs to be out of this else if block, this one. And the reasoning for this else if block was so that only one of these things gets executed if left was pressed. So do we have to do something similar for the is down And I'm thinking that we kind of do. So my idea to fix this was to do a nested if loop, or nested if condition that says if left is down, then if right is down, meaning right would have been pushed after left was held, then we need to reverse our dx to positive. But if right is down, then if left is down, then we would need to go left, negative dx. So I think all of our so the right here, when I say dx gets its dx incremented by speed ramp or decremented by speed ramp, it's true that if I just press it, I want to decrease that speed ramp. So that's okay. I'm going to take this out, or move it down rather, down to our other is down logics. So do these need to be, because so I guess here's the next question. If left is down, how many different things can that mean? If it can mean, right here, it can mean if it's held down and I'm in a skidding animation still, or rather the skidding animation just ended and I'm still facing right, then it will see this, I guess all this does is switch which way I'm facing. So like, I think when I had speed 2 there, it did make it go left, but this one is just making it face left. So maybe does that mean that would be the first instance I should do, is the if it's stopped? Then because if it's stopped, okay. I'm not sure I need to nest this one, because all it does is swap the Boolean of facing right only when I'm at dx0. We really only want to nest the ones that can kind of interfere with one another. And since the other two, I guess I'm confused like why we might need both of these, both this one and this one, because this one is ramping up. I'm going to change this to negative dx if left is held. So what's the difference between this one and this one? It's doing the same thing. This one needs to limit its negative dx by its max speed. So if left is down, and I'm also facing left, and I'm not skidding, I think that's too much. I think so. Yeah, what happens if left is down, but I'm still moving right? Currently, what'll happen is, do any of these change that? It would initiate skid because I'm moving right. And then this one would do it. See, so this one turns. This one turns if I'm grounded and dx is 0. So I guess this one is only to catch, not if left was pressed. So I guess, why can't this one be is down as well? Because it's only when it's dx is 0. But right here I have the if my dx is 0. So then the question, or I guess, yeah, this one needs to be happening because if I hold down left while I'm still in the skidding animation and then it stops, this one won't turn it around because this is only was pressed, not is down. So if we switch this one to is down, so I guess the other question is that turn timer, because we only want to turn I guess I'm a little confused on how this turn timer is working now. Because if it's so this one's different because this one only executes when it's facing right. So the turn only happens when left is held and you were already facing right. But, and dx being 0. Meaning you just stopped skidding. But if you, oh, and it, okay. Yeah, so this one, yeah, I think we do need this. Because otherwise we can't turn after a skid into a stop. And it doesn't happen instantly. So I think that's okay. So if left is down and my dx is positive, meaning I'm moving left, and I'm grounded, and I'm not skidding, do I need that? Because if I'm facing left, I don't need that, because if I'm facing left and I have dx, then I can't be skidding. No. Well, the skid logic won't be set by, if I am skidding in that scenario, it'll be because right is pressed. So we might need to do something with that, but I'm pretty sure. And this was the one that stopped me from infinitely skidding, wasn't it? But I think it was busted anyway. So maybe we just keep moving and trying. So this one, see, so if left is down, and I'm not skidding, yeah, this is wrong too. Because I kind of feel like we don't need this one. But, so yeah, if I'm moving right, and if I'm moving right and I'm holding left, then what'll happen is, actually this one will happen first. Because I'm moving right, it'll set skid to true. So we don't want to change our dx until we're not skidding. So so if left was held and I'm moving right, and left is continuously held, then we will, once we stop skidding, then we're gonna increase, or decrease rather, our dx to move us to the left. And I don't think I need this one. So one other thing we need is, like I said, the nested if statement, which if left is down, then if right is down, meaning right was pressed, or held rather, after our left was already being held, then we need to swap then we need to just start skidding, I think. Let me try, I'm going to try the original and see if I hold left, start running, then hold right. I'm pretty sure it'll start skidding, and then it'll start moving to the right. So holding left, and then I'm going to hold right. We should skid Oh, well. Hold right. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? It doesn't even do anything. Dude. Okay, hold on, sorry. Okay, so holding left, then holding right, nothing happens. But, okay, this is way more complicated than I thought. Why does it do that? It's like, if I'm from a stop, I can't change my right, or change my go right. But if I'm coming from a skid, oh wait, if I'm coming from a skid, shoot. Because sometimes it lets me skid left and right. So if I skid and then, gosh. Bro. It's really strange. Sometimes, like if I'm from a standstill and then I go, if I'm from a standstill, then go right. No, I can't get it to be consistent. Because if I'm starting right, see, that's strange. I'm noticing some, if I'm at a stop, then I hold right, then I hold left while holding right, it'll break. But if I'm at a stop, start left, then hold right, I don't stop until I let go of that left. So it's just a little inconsistent. Well, it's like, it's reliably inconsistent, but the left and right directions aren't consistent with one another. So does that mean I just pick what I think makes most sense? Because I don't like the way that feels. Like how left, if you start going left, then you can't skid to a stop by holding right, whereas if you're moving right, you can. So I think I'm just gonna implement something that I feel feels right, which is, I think I like it where the last input you put is the direction you're going to end up going. It just makes the most sense to me. So that's like the going right logic in the original here. And also this emulator might be doing something different. So I think I'm going to just go for the consistency's sake rather than trying to make it exactly like this emulator. So if left is down, then if right is down, meaning we would want to do self-skid gets true. And then once it hits 0, you know what? I think that's why it's inconsistent, because if both buttons are held down and then you come to a stop, as far as the game's concerned, the input has been the same, but now it needs to decide which direction to go since both keys are already held down. So then maybe we have another follow-up, like if self dx is now 0, meaning it's stopped after left is held and right is down, and those are still held, then we would give our dx the positive speed ramp because right was held down after left. That's my reasoning, at least. So if left is down, I'm gonna also say and we're moving left. Because we don't want to set skid to be true. If we're either in the speed tier 1 or if we're stopped and left and right then become held. So if we're moving left, then if right is pressed, we're going to skid. Then if those are still true, like we're still holding that. Oh, hold on. Because now this condition, once we're stopped, doesn't execute here. So maybe I need, gosh, this is tough, guys. So if left is down and I'm moving left, then if right is down, then we're going to set skid equal to true. Then I think I just have to do something similar, saying another similar if they're both down, but not ask if dx is 4. Smaller than negative 0.4. So this way, if right was pressed, if right was held after left was held, and we're not moving, I should say. I guess this means I can put this in a if loop, or if block, rather. So like, no, I can't, because that one has to be moving left. So if left is down and our dx is 0, then if right is also down, then we need to increment our speed ramp positively. Because at that point, I guess, when do I, maybe I should also flip our, it's like, shouldn't our, no. If we're grounded, shouldn't our sprite be tethered to which direction our dx is? Maybe that's the next thing to refactor once we get this right, because I think that makes sense to me. But self.facing right will now get true. and then we'll move. Because yeah, the only way left can be down while we're at dx is 0 is if we initiated a skid by pressing right. Because otherwise the previous was pressed left will change that. And then since that one's not changing it, we have to set our facing direction, then increment. Okay. So, do we test the left input now? So if I'm running, what the heck? It's like I'm pressing left and nothing's happening right now, which is confusing. Why would that happen? Left is fine if we're not stopped. Well, then how do I ever go left? From a skid? What the heck? At the bare minimum, left should make us go left. Because this one, left, the thing is, left being this busted doesn't make much sense to me. So like, how come that works? If I'm facing right, then I press left, it works fine. But if I'm facing right, hold left, it works. But if I'm facing left, it doesn't work. So let's literally just go, if I'm pressing left and I'm facing right, so that wouldn't be it. See, all of these are facing right. Hold on. Why is this the case? Let's literally just walk through it. This says it's turn and go left if stopped. So if my dx is 0 and I'm facing right and I'm grounded, then pressing left should set me to face left. So I guess this, since this is just was pressed, we don't want to, this is just turning around, I feel like. Because once left was pressed, while we were facing right, we stopped facing left, so this will execute for one frame and one frame only, which is not what we want. We we want to just turn around, I'm pretty sure. But if it is down, then we need to do the incrementing or decrementing dx. So if love was pressed and we were facing right and we were in speed tier 1 and grounded, then we will just stop. That should be correct. If left is pressed and we were facing right and we were in speed tier higher than speed tier 1 and grounded, then we initiate skid. That sounds right. If left was pressed and we were facing right and we were in the air, we're gonna face left. Don't do anything to our dx. That sounds right. If left is down and we're stopped and we're grounded and we're facing right. So this is what turns us around after a skid if left is down. But since this has to be dx is 0, this won't be working. So maybe we say if left is down and we're grounded and we're facing right and our speed is smaller than the positive 0.4, meaning we're skidding. I kind of feel like this is busted. Like, let me see. So this turn timer, I feel like this turn timer is unnecessary because we needed it. We needed it when we were doing our speed tier logic, but now that we're at our dx logic, I'm pretty sure if right is held and we were turned, if right is held and we were stopped, it'll turn us and then increment us by a little dx at a time. So I kind of feel like this turn timer logic is not useful anymore. So now I think I need to say greater than or equal to right here, which is why we weren't moving left in the first place, or smaller than or equal to. Yeah, because we want to move left if our dx is 0 and left is held. Yes. Up to max speed. And we're facing left and not self.skid. Well, if our dx is 0, then we're not in skid. And if our dx is negative, Yeah, maybe we do need that not self skid, because if right was pressed, it'll trigger skid. And if we're holding left and skid is triggered, we don't want to keep upgrading our DX. That gave us the permanent skid problem, I'm pretty sure. So we can leave that. Next is if left is down and I'm in speed tier 1, or below speed tier 1, and then right is down. Hold on. So if left is down and I was okay, yeah, smaller than -4, so going faster than speed tier 1. But if I'm going slower than speed tier 1 and right is down, we need to just stop. I feel like this is screwing me, all of this. We'll see. If left is down and self DX is greater than the -0.4, but smaller than 0. This is very complicated. Does that mean we just need to stop? And then if left is down and we were stopped and right is down, then we need to turn and give us positive speed ramp. So that's disheartening. So right now we don't have anything right here. If left is down and my self DX was smaller than or equal to 0 and not greater than our max speed, and we were grounded and we were facing left and not skidding, gosh. See, this needs to I think no matter what direction, as long as we're grounded, if our self DX is 0 or smaller, we need to just go left. Why is that not working? So I do turn as soon as I press left, right? I do. But if I'm facing left, I don't go. Why? If left is pressed and my DX is 0 or smaller, and I'm grounded and I'm not skidding, It's like, that shouldn't matter. I should just go left if left is down. This has got to be this line has got to be overwritten by something. Which, if left is down and my dx is greater than -4, this should be less than, smaller than -4, and my dx is smaller than 0. No, fuck. What is that one supposed to be doing? It's supposed to be stopping me. Why would it be stopping me? Why did I do that? Part of me feels like we just need to scrap all this and start it again. But it's kind of bugging me that I can't just fix it. So what's busted about moving left right now? Well, if I'm facing right and just press left once, it starts moving left. When it should, if I tap it fast enough, it should just turn me. So, on the first frame, my dx is 0, and I press left, so it faces me left, but then left is technically down, and my dx is negative. So if left was pressed and we were so this should stop us from moving left ever again, because our dx is 0. So I guess the question is, how do we gotta put it in. It's like, I think we gotta just put it all in the else if statement. Because but here's the thing too, you can't just press it for one frame. So if we really want it to be, we would need to do the turn timer sort of deal, but not even call it turn timer, call it go timer, so that we only do this if go timer is greater than that third of a second or whatever. So we have the turn timer. So we're going to say go timer. And we're going to say if left is held and our dx is 0, then go timer gets dx gets itself plus dt. Then if go timer is greater than, let's say, 0.15 or let's start it at 0.2, then we're going to speed ramp. So it won't start going right away. There's a little delay because we have to be able to just turn. See, we're not even, oh, I gotta be setting go timer to 0. So maybe upon dx being 0 and left, this is where I had the turn timer set to 0. Go timer gets 0 when left is pressed and my dx is 0. See, but go timer needs to be reset not only if, oh my god, it's so complicated. Go timer we just need to do it right here. If go timer ever, oh, see, and then we get the same problem. Because if go timer is held for not enough of time, it'll be holding a garbage value. That's okay. Let's just, if this works, we can make it work better, but let's just get it to work. So we're getting go timer to 0 anytime we're past that 0.2 mark. I don't get why that slowed me down. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because that only This is so tough. This is so tough. It slowed us down because now we're only updating our dx every 1/5 of a second. Oh my god. Just so right doesn't crash my program. Again, I'm just going to put that busted one here. So I just want to make sure that pressing it once could make us stop. That's where my turn timer came in. Because sometimes it doesn't make you stop. Sometimes it does. Let me look at my turn timer logic on the right input. Here. See, so I wasn't even incrementing speed here. I was just turning. I was ramping up the speed here. That's the one I got rid of. So what if we do something similar? Oh my God, this is a mess, man. Okay. If left is pressed, then dx. So we'll just swap our direction. Now if left is down and so instead of this here, we did the turn timer here. So we said turn timer gets itself plus delta time. Then if turn timer greater than 0.2 fifth of a second, then we will turn left. And then we'll reset our turn timer. I guess we should be kind of should be resetting that turn timer on release button. But I don't know how to only do it upon release of this specific scenario, right? I guess it would be the same is released. We'll figure that out later. That's not a, just get it to work. Then we'll do it right, I think. Just because I'm not even sure this will work. So now we need the increment if it's, so if on turn timer is self dx 0 equal to 0, yeah. So if we're stopped, let me actually save this because we're going to need it right now. If we're so that'll turn us. So this should be, if left is held, and our dx is moving left but not bigger than the max speed, self dx is smaller than 0, and self dx, absolute value of self dx is smaller than or equal to max speed, then we are and grounded. And we should be facing left because of the turn timer. We can't be holding left and not be facing left until the turn timer gets past -2. Oh, then we need to reset turn timer, yeah. Okay. So we make our dx negative if left is held, and we're moving left. So now, let's see, we should just be able to turn, yes. Now holding should make us move left. It doesn't. Why not? If left is down, self dx greater than or equal to 0. See, we should just be able to turn, man. We should just be able to turn. And this is the same problem I was just trying to fix. Maybe we do the turn timer here. Wait. Our dx is 0. We should just turn. Then if it's held for longer than turn timer, yeah, maybe we do that. So like this is, but then what is the turn timer will only, see, we need to rename this crap. So instead of, I don't know, man, I don't know. So instead of turn timer, this is just turn at the moment. But this one, if it's held, then we only increment our dx to the left if turn timer was greater than 2. No, that's the same problem then. It's the same problem, it will just make me go super slow. So maybe we want to do, so maybe we don't want to turn this, we don't want to initialize that to 0 until we lift up. Until we lift up. So let me see. Okay. So we need a reset turn timer, but only upon lifting up, or on release, right? So we're say if left is released and we were moving left, then we need to reset our turn timer. Nope. Turn timer gets 0. So we should be able, oops, is released, was released. Is the name of our table. Okay, we should be able to turn without moving. If we hold it, turn timer will start implementing. Yeah, it needs to be faster than that. But let me see if we can still turn without going. And the emulator here was a little jank with it. Oh, see, so yeah, wouldn't need to fix that, but okay, well, we might be getting closer. It's very hard to tell. See, left. So pressing left should not turn us around if we're already moving right. So why is that happening? pressing left. See that? It should just stop us. But then it's also, oh my goodness. This is so difficult. Because this is the same problem, like, since left was pressed, it will stop us and it doesn't turn us. But on that same frame, left is pressed and we're stopped. So it turns us. So we either need to put this into our nested loop, right? Saying, oh no, that'll still do it. Oh no, no, it won't. Even though that condition would be true, the nature of the else if makes it so that if this one is true, self-tx gets 0, and then it moves on out of this loop. Nice. Okay. See, so we want to avoid this problem where if we tap it, like the minimum number dx should be, is about there, 0.24. I'm kind of curious if the legs sound on this one matches up with how slow its legs are going. Why? Wow. It's literally program per leg. Like, you guys see that, right? The sound happens on every leg hit. So the sound also scales based on the speed, on the dx, but not necessarily on the dx, but on the frame, which gets scaled by the dx. So, holy crap, that's really cool. So we can fix that later, but wow, okay. So that solves us from turning around, or from, are we using turn timer anymore? We are. Okay. But does that shouldn't be called turn timer anymore. Like, well, if we take this out, does that mean that something is broken? So we can still, well, that means we're just not so this is, let me just do this and then comment out this. And see if turn timer even is helping us. Well, yeah, because unless we put it in the nested loop. Why don't we? We'll put this in the if block here. And we're going to say else if left is down. See, so that's the thing, like, if we press left longer than one frame, which we will, then it'll it'll face left, and it won't move initially, but the very next frame it'll still register that left is down, and then it'll start moving us this way. So, or I mean, that's, I should probably test that assumption. U458. We're just missing a. Does that fix us? No. Huh? Okay. I don't know, dude. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it because that's the only way I know to effectively not go left upon a left input when I'm stopped. Didn't even work. I should be able to just turn. It's the same thing. Oh, here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's an error. One frame is what? 0.01. What was it? 0.0. Because I think we just want to check 60 divided by, or 1 second divided by 60. 0.0167. 0.0167. If it's greater than, so if it was held just longer than a frame. See, because the issue now is like, if I'm already face left, since turn timer is getting reset to 0 upon release, I can tap left really fast and he's not even moving. So maybe we add another if statement that just increases it. This is so confusing. I feel like this needs to be in the else block, if else block. Does that save us anything? What the heck? You guys, I really don't know how to do this. It's so complex. If I leave it like this, maybe we don't want to reset upon lifting. Maybe we'll just see what its behavior's like without, so I can. I mean, I gotta reset it somewhere. I gotta reset turn timer somewhere. See, so now it takes 2 hits of pressing it. Like I press left, it turns. Oops, press left as little as possible, it turns. Press it as little as possible again. Turn timer still isn't. Past 107 or whatever, so maybe we just do. What the heck, that took 3 presses. That took 3 presses. Well, we only want to not go left if left is pressed if we were facing right first. So just like that. So we need a if left was pressed and we're facing right, then get our speed ramp up. I guess the problem then becomes, since that isn't part of the nested loop, if we turn that back on, we're going to be really messing things up. But we'll figure out how to make it work in this loop, I think. And by loop, I mean this else if block. So we want to say if we're facing right, if we're not facing right, and our dx is 0, then on that frame, give us a negative dx. Okay. It's not speeding up now. And that's because right here. So instead of turn timer, now we just say if our dx is... See, why was this greater than 4? Oh, smaller than 4, but we're moving left, so... Gosh, I'm dumb. let us if math.abs of self dx is smaller than 4, meaning we're smaller than speed tier 1, then why do we even need this? We don't even need this. What am I thinking of, or what am I doing? Okay, so first of all, if we hold left, we need to be incrementing part of me thinks that the order of these else ifs don't really matter as long as the conditions are built out enough correctly. So instead of this turn timer crap, let's just see. We know that we need to increment our dx if left is down, and we're already moving left. So if we're grounded, and we're facing left, and our dx smaller than 0, meaning we're already moving left, then we need to increment our dx by our speed ramp negatively. See, we shouldn't be able to get anything less than a negative 0.24, because that's just too slow. So maybe we'll say dx gets the math.max of negative 0.24, was it? Negative 0.24. So now if we tap it as little as possible, we should only be able to go at negative 0.24 dx. And that's wrong. It's because we need to do it right here. Otherwise, just update it. Why would you be math.max negative? Math.max would be the higher number of the two, right? That seems to be working. Wait, so math.min will return the smaller number. Oh yeah, wait. No, a negative number would be bigger than... Why would math.max not work there? Because math.max will return the higher number of the two, and one is a small negative number, but the other one will be, oh, a dx. dx. No. So dx has been returned. What the what? What? I think I'm overthinking this. If left is pressed and I'm stopped, the first, that will only get called if my dx is 0, so my dx gets negative 0.24 on the first press. So I guess I'm fundamentally misunderstanding. No, that sounds right actually. So I don't think we can get lower than 0.04. So since you can't press it for only exactly one frame, if we do a negative 0.22 and then touch it as little as possible, that the frame after this, it'll register, hey, left was pressed and we're moving left, so increase your speed ramp negatively, even if it's just for 1 or 2 frames. So this should make it so that, wow, okay, it looks like I touched it exactly 1 frame there. So let's just set it to negative 0.24 and call it good. Okay. Okay, I forgot to clamp. So if left is down, then this is going to get the math.max, the higher number of the two, one of which is its current dx updated by speed ramp, and the other is max speed, but negative max speed. And it's going to give us the bigger number, which should be clamped at negative max speed. Okay. So here we're still, oh, see, this is tricky. So if I'm walking right and I tap left as little as humanly possible, I will stop without turning. So this is where that turn timer was coming in. But we just need to, instead of doing the timer, we need to do it just based off its dx. So we only want to turn here, turn and go left or stop. So once we press left when we're moving right, what happens? Our dx gets set to 0, which then, since left was held and dx was 0, we turn right away. So how do we only we only want to turn maybe since this is our first if statement, it's screwing stuff up. If it were a little later on, like when I really don't know. Because we only want to turn left if we're stopped already. But we don't want to turn left if we're... This is so tricky, man. So the good news is that the facing left is only being switched upon the previous frame of pressing. Shoot. But like I said, you rarely press it for only just that one frame. This is so tricky. I don't even know how they must have done this back in the day. How do you handle input so comprehensively? So far, I've been making progress just like trying all the instances of so it looks like it's only it's only turning when left is pressed in the first speed tier, because otherwise we skid, and then you often let go before that. Which helps us because we only have to worry about I feel like we gotta do something like our turn timer. Let's just turn this back on. See, but it's not that. The line of code that's messing it up is right here. So if we had our turn timer logic before this line, it would register this one instead of this one. It would register our turn timer logic before it would turn us, which is what we want. So let us put an else in front of this. And we'll put okay. So first it checks if left is down, and then it checks if we're in speed tier 1, and grounded and facing right? If so, self dx is smaller than 0.4. So that means we could be, shoot, hold on. We want to only do this if we're moving right. Okay, let's see if that solves it. Nope. Does that screw anything else up? Yeah, it does. It only moves us left if our turn timer is. See, well, we don't want to, we want this to not change the way we're facing. We wanted to change our dx to 0, because that was kind of the whole point. Okay, I think that might actually have done it. It's just hard to test it because my right logic is still so janky. But we still have 3 scenarios that are not in our if block. And those 3 are, this is doing nothing. This is saying if left is down and we're faster than speed tier 1 in the negative direction, then if right is down, we're going to turn skid to true. This one is saying if left is down and we're stopped, and right is down. Okay, so this one is saying if right is, if right is held after and while left is held. Oh, see, yeah, we don't want to, we just want to say it was pressed. Because we only want to turn skid to true once. Then, if this is skidding, stuff.skid or dx is 0. Meaning So this will take care of skidding when right is pressed once left is still held. So whatever is incrementing our dx needs to only be doing it when I'm not skidding. Let's make sure that. So anytime we're doing our speed ramp, we gotta be not skidding. And okay. If we're skidding and left is held, then if right is down, nope, that's not right, that's not right. Okay, that might work. But my instinct is also that these two need to be in our if block. Holy crap, okay. Does it matter where we put it? Maybe we just put it here. This is saying if left is down and dx is 0. That can be a was pressed easily, because we don't need continuous input for that. So is it really the only continuous input we need is to know when to increment its speed left, when it's grounded, and facing left, and moving left, and not skidding? Okay, so maybe if left was pressed. I'm just going to put this above the is down, just so the other is downs can be with it. And like I said, if these ones are specific enough, the order shouldn't matter, because they should only ever execute in one instance, or a lot of these. Well, yeah. So okay. Let's see if already busted. Already busted. Already uber busted. Before I moved those two in, was things busted? Yes. What the heck, man? Wasn't it just working? What's overriding it? These two are special cases because I have to be moving right in order for those to execute, or facing right at least. So why is, if left was pressed and we're facing right, if left was, so like, what's weird is like we're not even turning with the left input. We're not even turning. Which at the very least we should be turning, because face right gets false. So why is that not even? Right here, this is screwing it up. What the heck? That wasn't it? What the heck, man? What the heck? Left, pressing left should at the very least turn me to face left. I don't get why it wouldn't. So all the code here is saying if left is pressed, facing right gets false. I don't know what broke it. I don't know what broke it. It was close, no? Yeah, this one wouldn't have broke it because we didn't have right pressed. I'm very confused why pressing left won't make us face left. This one should just go. Pressing left. I'm very confused. Okay. So why don't we just see if that was what was causing the problem? Why would that be causing the problem? It's because is down is always registering. So the turn timer should only be executed if my dx is positive, but not 0. So, I mean, maybe I can, so if dx is not 0, and you're grounded, okay. So let's see if that, okay, we actually need that. Okay. Okay. It really does matter which one the very first. I think the very first one in this if block should only be a was pressed, not an is down, because the is down just gets overwritten. So I think this does need to be above. I think this line of code does need to be above this one. But yeah, it's yeah, the order of operations really does matter, at least for the is down stuff. But how do we make turn timer more specific that it doesn't execute when we don't want it to? So what's a time when it's executing and we don't want it to? Oh my God. May God have mercy. What the heck? Okay, so right here, when we're moving right, pressing left should stop us, and it's not. If we're moving right, so maybe this needs to be above the is down, because this one's never executing, because this one is. So what's the difference between these two? We are facing right, we are grounded. Our dx is greater than 0. Yeah, see how they're the same? So maybe we just say I think that's redundant, because all that's doing is stopping us. But right here, we're stopping us only if the turn timer. See, and we don't want that. We want okay, yeah, we don't want that. We want it to set to 0 if it's just pressed, which is this one. First, if it just was pressed, so maybe this one just goes first. One thing, I gotta be copying these notes to go with it, otherwise they're orphaned. Okay, so we're saying if and else if. Okay, so if it's just pressed, and we're moving right, then set it to 0. But if we're moving right and it's held, don't start going. Wait a second. Now, so we're back at the same problem, which is as soon as I press left, it'll stop me from walking, and on the very next frame, left will probably still be held, and it'll change me to face left right away. Which is why we needed the freaking turn timer in the first place. So what am I missing here? Wait. Ooh. We want to stop if we press left, and we're in speed tier 1. But we don't want to turn. But the thing is, it will turn, because as soon as left is pressed and our dx is 0, it'll turn. So right now we're bypassing this one, but maybe we set our dx to 0 right away. And then we only face right like this. Here. We set dx to 0 right away. Then we count the turn timer. And if the turn timer is greater than 2, that's when we face left and reset our turn timer. So we also need to face left if we're 0, dx is 0. So instead of not equal to 0, we're going to say ourself dx has to be Greater than or equal to 0? Wait. Greater than 0. And smaller than 0.4. But then if our dx is 0, we also need to face right or face left. So this one will stop us if we're in our speed 1, but it won't turn us. Well, same problem here. This one will turn us. Oh, yeah, this one will turn us right away. Fuck. I keep running into the same problem. So, if this is greater than or equal to 0, stop us. We don't. No, yeah, that could work. Wait. Because if we're at 0, if we're stopped, but we're facing right, and we press left, we should holy crap, dude. So we should stop right away as if left is pressed and we're moving right in speed tier 1 territory. But if we're stopped, meaning 0, we need to turn right away. So if it's if we're moving left in speed tier 1 zone, but not stopped, but if we shoot, man, shoot, man, shoot, man, shoot. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. We want to stop if left is pressed and we're moving right in speed tier 1 zone. That's true. But we don't want to face right until, we don't want to face left until it's been held for 1/5 of a frame. Because we don't want it to turn right away. But what happens if left is pressed and my dx is 0? So maybe we also say, maybe we have to say right here, if left was pressed and self dx is 0 and we're right and grounded and turn timer does not equal 0, meaning it wasn't held for longer than 2 seconds, then we then we gotta turn. Fuck, that's not right. Because we want to turn if we're stopped and left is pressed, but not wow, this is just I mean maybe I do greater than 0, we want to stop. I think we need this in our is down. Okay, so first we're seeing if we're moving. And if we're moving in speed tier 1, we're just going to stop. If left is held down further than that, then we want to not face left right away. See, then how do we face, if we're stopped and we press left, we need to turn around. God damn. Why is this so difficult for me? I just run into the same problem over and over and over. If left is pressed and we're stopped, we need to turn left. But if we press left and we're in speed tier 1, I think we need to, oh shoot man, it's like it shouldn't be that difficult. Because if we just, it's because the is down and the pressing is overriding itself. Like if we're stopped and we press left, we need to go left. But the problem is, if we press left and we weren't stopped, our DX will get set to stopped, and then in the very next frame, it can still register that left is pressed because there's 60 inputs every second. So we need to, if we're stopped and left is pressed, we need to move left. Definitely. But if left is pressed and we're in speed tier 1, we need to stop, definitely. So how do we go about making sure that left isn't getting registered on the next? I don't know how to do it. I don't know. If we do left is down and turn timer, like maybe once left is pressed, shoot, this is so hard. I'm thinking of So maybe, like, we know we need to stop, but what if we start our turn timer on that first input of left, making us stop, and we only face right, no, we only face left when turn timer is greater than 2, but we also update our turn timer when we press left. Then pressing left, we're in speed tier 1, will stop us. And on the very next frame, it'll increment turn timer again, but it won't face us left until that turn timer is held for 1/5 of a frame. So we won't turn left, but we still need to turn left. We still need to turn left if we're stopped and left is pressed. So this one covers when we're walking, and this one on that very next frame will be stopped. But we need to turn. Maybe this needs to be just really fast. Because if we're, let's say we're stopped, turn timer is going to be some value. And we want the next time we press to be enough to trigger this to turn. So let me just see you. Oh. What is it? You're just missing an end, an ostrich somewhere. So if then, we need to, will that fix you? Okay, so we're gonna hopefully stop. Now the next time we press, we turned, but we don't wanna just turn. We wanna increment our speed here just a bit. Because no, you can, motherfucker, I really don't know. I'm pretty sure the original game you could stop and turn, or you could go. Holy shit. We were so close. We were so close before we refactored speed tier. But speed tier wasn't right. And now it is very far gone. shoot, man. It's tricky because I haven't fixed the right code yet either. But right there, I should be going left for sure. I should be going left. I want to take a break. This is very confusing, and I'm a little fried at this point. I think I feel like we're close. The big problem is, how do we figure out, how do we stop when left is pressed, but not necessarily turn, because our DX gets set to 0 as soon as left is pressed. And turning logic is, if we're stopped and we press left, we need to be turning left. So I'll need to ruminate on that and think of how to do it. But yeah, I'll think of how to do this. And at least, like, the fact that this seems to be more cohesive and smaller than all this right logic, oh, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Anyways, I'll be thinking about it, and we'll figure it out. It'll get to be working. Thanks for bearing with me. See you next time.